Hello and welcome back to Education Point. This is your host Pooja Sharma, and today we will be doing an English speaking course under which we'll be having a series of chapters. So for today, in this video, we will be doing chapter number 1, that is self-introduction. Yes, as you all know, self-introduction is nothing but to just introduce yourself. But at times, this can be really nerve-wracking. So for that, you need to be prepared beforehand. And that is why we are here today. We'll be telling you a very basic format by which you can make your own self-introduction and ace this game. So, what are you waiting for? Let's get into the video.
Self-introduction in English. Contents of this chapter. Greetings. The very first, very basic, yet very crucial to start with. Basic details that everyone know: your name, location, qualification, experiences, etc. Skills. Your skills and talents, which is very crucial to be included in your introduction. Strengths and weaknesses. Now people say that this is the most difficult part of your introduction. But here in this video, we will give you a small trick which you can use to get a good strength and weakness and include that in your introduction. Last but not the least, your hobbies. This will show a very good impact on your presentation, on your introduction, and will help the audience to know what you like and what you dislike. Talking about greetings, formal and informal are the two types of greeting that you give in two different setups. Now, starting with the formal greetings, the very first that you have to do, and all of you must have already guessed it: good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Also, never forget the time at which you are giving your introduction, because I've seen people saying good afternoon when it's just good morning, or good evening when it's just afternoon. So these small mistakes happen when you are not having the presence of mind, but try not to do it. Next, this is something which I will personally suggest you to do, is that always show your gratitude when you are greeting. You can tell, thank you for the opportunity given to me, or I'll take this opportunity to thank all of you to give me this chance of introducing myself, and a lot many phrases can be used. You can use alternatives apart from what we have mentioned here. Informal greetings. Now this is something you will give to your friends, your families, and this is going to be very friendly and very fun way. So examples can be Happy Friday, Happy Monday. So please make sure of at what day you are greeting and then accordingly change it. Also, to someone you are very close to, you can greet them with morning, good looking. So these are some of the very cute yet very fun way of greeting someone. Basic details. Now this includes your name. Talking about your name, I've seen people saying myself so and so. Now, this is a not very good practice. Instead, you have to say, I am so-and-so, and then start your introduction. Always tell your full name instead of just saying your first name. Location. Now, what you can do here is not I am from so-and-so place, but use words like I hail from God's own country, Kerala. Talking about qualification, people have said I have completed, or I'm doing, I do. This is something very plain and very basic. Instead, to have a more advanced English, you can say I am a recent MBA graduate. I am currently pursuing, and various other phrases. Experience. Now, instead of saying phrases like I have worked for, I am working with, I have experience in, say I started off my career as this in so and so company. Family. Now, this is a very personal, yet your choice whether you have to include this or not. And if you choose to do, how you can start is I belong to a dash dash dash. I come from a so and so state. Adjectives like I'm versatile, open minded, team player, determined, deterministic, disciplined, etc. This will give you a more clear personality trait in front of the audience. Also, you can use phrases like I have a thirst for knowledge. I want to invest my academic ability in doing this job or in doing this, doing that, etc. Skills and talents, again, a very important part of your introduction, as I said previously. So instead of saying, I am good at, or my skills are, what you can do is, I have an eye for detail. I am a born orator. I have a magic touch in doing it. So all of these things, all of these phrases can be used to modify your presentation, to modify your introduction when you give it to someone. Strength and weaknesses. Well, as I said, people say that this is the most toughest part of your introduction. But not to worry. As I said that we'd be giving a tip here, that is to start with your weakness. Yes, again, it is also very tough to know your weakness and then put it forward in front of a group of people. But the point here is that when you start with my weaknesses, you can end with your strength, which is how you can end your introduction in a positive way. And that will leave a good impression in front of the audience. So you can, instead of saying my weakness is, you can say, to start with my weakness, I believe I'm not good at, or I believe I need to improve on, etc. And then get on to your strength, saying, well, talking about my strength, I'm good at blah blah blah. So whatever may be your strength, you can include it very perfectly. Last but not the least, hobbies. As I said, you have to give your audience a chance to know you very precisely, to know your likes and dislikes, and that is why you have to put your hobbies. And so instead of saying, my hobbies are, or I like to, I love to, all of this, I'll not say that this is not the correct way to start, but this is a more basic way to start. Instead, to give a more good impression in front of your audience, what you can do is, I spend a lot of time reading my favorite books, listening to music, etc. I am keen on developing my skills in my free time, in my leisure time. I'm really into skydiving or whatever may be your sport. It's exciting to be a part of cooking or maybe any other activity that you love doing. So this is how you can emphasize on your hobbies and create that great impact when you include your hobbies in your introduction. So the time for which you have been waiting for was the sample introduction. So let's start with a sample introduction of myself so that you guys will get a good idea about it. To start with, a very warm good morning to everyone present here. First of all, I would like to extend my gratitude for giving me this chance to introduce myself. I am Pooja Sharma, a postgraduate student in MBA, hailing from the God's own country, Kerala. I come from a defense background, making me a disciplined child that I am. I started off my career working with a wealth management firm. which helped me to polish my analytical skills and my eye for detail. To start with my weakness, I believe sometimes I get too focused to a particular task and ignore my personal being. However, this has also helped me in excelling at my job, and thus it lies as one of my strengths too. I spend a lot of my time learning and experimenting new things, which has now become one of my favorite hobby. So yes, I guess that's everything about me. So that is how you can end your introduction, and your introduction will look amazing to the audience. So that was all for today's video. Thank you so much for watching.